Welcome to My Safe Word is More with your hosts from Survivor and Amazing Race, Corinne Kaplan, stand-up comedian Al Jackson. I'm Chris, your producer, and this is My Safe Word is More.
Yay!
Hello.
What's up, buddy?
Very nice today.
Thank you. I'm loving the blue dress with the yellow
you.
shoes.
Yes, you all are about to hear how I came upon these shoes. We have a bunch of things to get into today. I am going to recap when my parents were here and just kind of like how that went and what
I haven't
went
heard
down.
anything about this trip,
Yeah.
so you need to catch me up.
Yes, my parents are always an interesting topic of conversation.
Last we spoke, you had left them at the airport. So
Yeah. Yep, there's more on that. I also, I got into a bit of trouble with some Mexican pharmaceuticals. We're going to get into that. Let's see what else. Oh, I have a story about young Corinne. So this is kind of a family-centric episode, but don't fret. My family's insane, and so am I. So you'll enjoy everything I'm about to say. So let's kick it off with, I had my parents coming to town, and I am ever since the pandemic, I don't know if you guys get like this, but I'm very nerved out. I don't want to get anybody else sick, especially not my 74 and 75-year-old parents. So I was like having this awful, I think it was allergies, but I was having like terrible, terrible sore throat for like 2.5 weeks straight. Every day I would wake up with a terrible sore throat. And I was kind of like, all right, at a certain point, I can keep doing this. I'm not dying. However, if it's like strep or something communicable that I would give to my parents, I don't want to do that. They're old.
Right.
So I was like, all right, what can I do? What can I do? And at this point, I don't want to go to urgent care. That would be like what I would do if I needed antibiotics, right? I wouldn't go to, like, I wouldn't make an appointment. My fucking primary care doctor, it takes 3 months to get it. Like you'll be dead. So
That's
I'm
what
like,
it says on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Go
like,
to urgent care.
It's a pressing issue. If it was strep throat, you need to be seen like immediately. They would, with a straight face, be like, we have appointments end of May, early June.
Right.
Like that's how they would, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like your primary care doctor is like your car dealership. Like you're like, when you take your car there, they give it a good oil change. They look at the engine. But when you think you might have strep, that's when you get roadside assistance. Like, this is like, I need you right here, right now.
Yes, and I have very good insurance, so I'm like never fearful. Like, I'll go to urgent care, that's fine. However, I don't want to sit at urgent care because here's the thing that I do. When I go to Mexico, anywhere actually outside the United States, I go directly to the pharmacia and I buy a bunch of my own medication so that if I need
Absolutely.
I have it. And Chris admitted he does this too. Okay, and if you're not doing this, get your life, because you should not be going to urgent care for shit like a Z-Pack, okay? You can just get that in Mexico.
That's the last day that me and Sar were in Mexico City. That's what we did.
Oh, okay, so I'm not alone here. All right. Well, this is going to
Did I tell you my favorite pharmacy story really quickly?
Sure, go ahead.
I was doing the comedy festival in Cancun some years pre-pandemic, and there was a shuttle that was taking all the comedians and some rando tourists to the resort we were performing at. We drive 20 minutes. No one asked. It just pulled into a pharmacia. And so I go in there. I'm going to get some Adderall or whatever I need. And, I'm trying to look up the medication names, and I'm kind of stumbling. And it's like a 20-year-old guy. And he's kind of looking for it. And he just turns around and goes, "Look, do you want cocaine or what?" Just out of nowhere. Like, he was done tiptoeing around whatever.
Let's not pussyfoot around
He
on this.
just went right for it.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Well, the
Shout
problem
out.
has become, because I've been doing this since college, but it used to be really easy to get anything. And now what they've done is they understand like Xanax and Adderall are a hot commodity. So they make it like $160 a bottle. Like it's $3 for me to get Ambien with a copay here in America. I'm not spending $160.
That's a sad day.
They know how to do that. But anyways, Z-Packs, they really still sell pretty cheap. So I decide I'm just going to dose myself with a Z-Pack. Now, don't get me started on, I used to sell Augmentin. I understand the difference between, it's not the best antibiotic on the market. It's just what I had. And so I brought it with me today. So I had azithromycin, which is erythromycin, right? And it's Zertalin, which is Z-Pack. Okay. So I messaged my brother and I'm like, "Hey, Chad, I think I just want to make sure I don't have strep. I know it's prudent to get a throat culture and then dose yourself. I'm not doing that. I never take antibiotics. I'm just gonna take this. So how many milligrams? Because for the love of me, when I was like Googling, I'm going through the product insert and I know how to read these things. I'm like, I can't figure out. Some of them, it's like dose it with 500, then go down to 250. It's like a step down approach over the course of days. And I'm like, I just need some doctor to tell me exactly how much. And he goes, I wouldn't prescribe that. I'd be prescribing amoxicillin. And I was like, well, La Farmacia at El Coco's house doesn't have amoxicillin. We got azithromycin. So he's like really not having it. And so I decide, well, fuck him. I'm just going to take 500 milligrams. I just was like,
because why not?
Some sites said 250, some said 200, one said 500. I was like, might as well overkill
Go
it.
with the outlier.
Yeah, I got a whole bottle of it. So I take this pill. Now, what I did here, I take it, and I took it like I take my Ambien. I took it, and then I took my Ambien, and then I went to make dinner, right? So because I don't take any medication on a full stomach because it usually doesn't work because I got such a whack system. So I start feeling terrible stomach ache.
Yeah, no shit.
Terrible. And so I text my brother and he's like, I'm busy. And I was like, I don't feel good. Like now I actually think I might have to go to urgent care. Like I am in a lot of pain. And he's like, did you take it on an empty stomach? And I was like, yes. And he's like, well, you shouldn't have done that. And I was like, I reached out to you for help.
Right.
Could you not have just said that part? Anyways, so I go upstairs, whatever. I'm going to go to bed. I take all my clothes off. I have my robe on. This is key. I don't have anything else on. I just have a robe on. And I'm brushing my teeth and I feel warm liquid on my leg. And I look down and I'm just shitting everywhere.
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
I am talking full incontinence, like had no idea what my asshole was doing. It was like I was paralyzed from the waist down. I am just shitting all over my bath mats. I had to launder the whole goddamn bathroom out the
Launder them. Throw them away.
Oh, God.
I had guests coming.
So?
Oh.
So I shit all over my robe.
Oh, no.
I did put it in the washer. Do you think that was bad?
Yes, that's so gross. Now you got to throw your washer away. That's so disgusting.
But anyways, I just wanted to tell you guys, this is a cautionary tale. I think maybe, when you do the La Farmacia thing, you got to be a little more careful than I was.
Or listen to your doctor, brother. There's a lot of speed bumps that you could have slowed down with.
On the upside, my throat didn't hurt the next day.
Yeah, because it had killed everything in your body, including the bacterial in your gut.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. I told a doctor that story today, and he was like, if you're going to do that again, you need to take a probiotic with it. And I was like, oh, okay.
If you're going to do that again.
Yeah. I go, what if I don't have probiotic? He's like, yeah, do you have kombucha? Do you have yogurt? And I was like, what's happening here? I just need to not do this.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. You didn't, what tipped you off that you were shitting? Just the warmth?
The warmth. That's the only thing. And it was coming out like just hot chocolate. So it wasn't like, there was no food in my stomach. It was so.
My safe word is more ruining robes and hot chocolate for our listeners.
It was so crazy. Nothing like that has ever happened. Like, I have a tricky asshole, but nothing like that has ever happened.
Yeah, that is.
When was the last time you shit yourself? I feel like I asked that question entirely too often on this podcast.
I think we've done multiple episodes with that question.
Yeah, I don't think I've shit myself in a while, but I will say when I was coming back from Mexico City and we had cleared customs and I had gotten in the car, I feel like when we got to the house, it's about an hour ride, I had about 2 minutes before, because I had just been holding, and I knew like if I started to use the bathroom, I was never going to leave that airplane bathroom. So I just was like, I shut my body down.
If you guys want to write in, my safe word is moreadvice@gmail.com. I know I ask this question entirely too often, but I would like to feel less alone.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, this is an update. That's what the Chiron's going to say.
Yeah.
An update on our shit story. Yes. Well.
The worst part is if I had an inkling that I was going to have to go to the bathroom, I was feet from my I'm in my bathroom brushing my teeth. I'm right next to the toilet. But it was just a complete surprise.
I'd just like to warn our listeners that our advice we give is for entertainment purposes only. Please do not take any of our advice seriously.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think we have to worry about that after that story. But yes.
Sorry, I just felt
you're doing your due diligence.
Disclaimer.
Right.
Yes, as the
crying
EP.
already during the first block. Okay, we're gonna take a break and then I'm gonna come back and update you on all the other things that happened with my family. Oh wait, one more thing. This is my favorite thing. So because I take Mexican pharmaceuticals from time to time, my brother and I have nicknamed all Mexican pharmaceuticals Buenas noches. And so, which I think is hysterical. So when I told him I was going to take azithromycin, he's like, but how you say Buenas noches?
I like that.
Yeah, because you never know.
I'm down with some Buenas noches. Yeah.
Anyways, all right,
Shout
we're going to
out.
go to break and we'll be right back. Okay, guys. So I wanted to tell you a little ditty about what happened with my mom and dad's flight. So I did not check my phone. First of all, I came to shoot the podcast, but also my family, like my mom texted me when they took off. So I can do the math. You're coming in around when you said you were coming in. That makes sense.
Right.
Okay. Well, they did take off. That's true. And they were in the air for, I don't know, an hour or something. And my mother texts the following, which I did not see until after we filmed the podcast. She texts, "The plane is making an emergency landing. The code to the safe is," and then she gives me the code to a new safe in my parents' house. No context. Nothing.
Oh my God.
Nothing. And I'm like, huh? What? Why? Like, no, I love you, or everything's probably fine, but just no. She was so twisted. When I got a hold of her, they had already re-landed. So basically they were in the air, and we all know what's going on with planes nowadays, right?
Right.
We were in the air. They were in the air, and there was a major malfunction on the plane, and the pilot gets on and he's like, "We are turning around and going back to Fort Lauderdale."
Oh my God.
I know. And then the plane ended up getting delayed another 9 hours. Now, here's the fun part of what my parents did. Here's what everyone else on the flight did. When the flight actually took off, only 37 people of the 250 that are on a plane actually took off on the plane. Because everyone else...
Wait, they used the same plane?
Correct.
Oh my God.
Everyone else was like, give me a different motherfucking plane. And also because it was going to Denver and there's a lot of connections, they took everyone off the plane, and my parents were like, "You're going to give us vouchers." So my mom for 9 hours brokered like $300 a piece for her and my dad. And my mom's flying for free on his companion status anyway. But anyways, they got back on this fucking plane.
Oh my God.
Yes. And like, the problem with the delay when they got back to Fort Lauderdale, they live in Fort Lauderdale. They could have just gone home. But what they do with this sort of thing is, we're fixing it, it'll be 2 hours. Ugh, we're still fixing it, it's another 2 hours. It's another Then they board the plane and they get on, they're in the seat. My mom's like, "We're taking off." I was like, "Great." And then 15 minutes later, the crew timed out. We had to deboard the plane. Like,
And they knew that shit.
but like, you would have just been like, I'm just not flying today. Like, this is such a nightmare. And then my mom, when I do get her on the phone, because when I call her, they've already re-landed in Florida. So I'm in a tizzy, but I get a hold of her immediately. And she goes, "Daddy and I are real concerned because you know how we have," I don't know who else's family does this. This might just be like an insane Jewish thing. We have a vault, okay, at the bank. And all nice things go in the vault. So like really good jewelry goes in the vault. These lunatics bought a crazy safe, like a safe the size of your body, okay?
Oh my God.
And what's in the safe? The key to the vault. I am not kidding you. So the urgency was that I don't know. I had to go to the bank. Like my information is with the bank. I can get into the vault, but I don't have the key now because the key is in the safe and it's a new safe and I don't know the safe password.
So
And
your
then-
mom texts you the...
So yes. Well, no, what she texted, yes, sort of, the password. She did it in like code. And so I was like, I don't know what this means. It
Wait,
was
what
like,
did she say?
Like she gave me like the words that would compile the message. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
Is your mom a wind talker?
So then I call her and she's like, "I want to give you, it's very important. The vault key is in the safe now." And I said, "All right, just text it to me." And she goes, "That's why I didn't text it in the first place. I can't have it on text." Because this is what I told you, they won't have Uber on their phone. They are nutso with the people are watching, what if someone hacks into my phone? I'm like, then they deserve what's in the safe at this point.
It seems like your parents are the victims of 30 years of 2020 investigations where they're targeting seniors and they're on your phone and they're doing it through Uber.
Yeah.
And just like your parents are just manifesting all these made
It
up.
is the media's fault.
Yes, because that's not a thing.
But like, if you think the plane's going down, wouldn't you want to just make sure I had that information clearly?
was there an "I love you" in that? No. Okay. Just
Plane's making emergency landing, new safe code dash, and then some fucking hieroglyphics about what the safe code is going to be.
I mean, as a parent, I want my last interaction with my kids to be a cold business transaction. just a direct.
So anyways, they did make it here safely. And while they were here, I just thought I'd point out a couple of fun things about my parents. I love my parents dearly. They are amazing parents. But they know me so well that my mother comes with food for my dad specifically.
Because your house has nothing but condiments.
Right. And like I do get a charcuterie board going, but I don't offer food really in my home.
Why? There's a reason. It's a deliberate thing.
I don't like it in my home.
Food?
Yeah, I don't like it there.
What do you mean you don't like it there?
I don't like
it's the
it.
only place it can be.
I don't like it in the fridge. I don't like it there. So I go to the supermarket every single day. I buy what I'm going to eat that day. I've done that every day for 25 years. It's one of my favorite pastimes. Yes. At the supermarket, people think I'm very strange because I will buy a 1/4 pound of boar's head buffalo chicken breast, the blazing buffalo.
Yeah.
And then the next day I come in and I will take another 1/4 pound of blazing buffalo chicken breast. I do it every day.
You're living like a hunter-gatherer.
I live like there is no tomorrow. Like it's
so
okay
weird.
if the world ends tomorrow because there's nothing in my fridge. You see? Anyways, my parents know this. So my mom travels with a cooler and she travels with snacks. And
with a cooler?
She put so much stuff in my fridge that there wasn't room if I wanted, like, because my fridge it's all White Claws and beer. I don't even drink either of those things. There's wine, there's sake. It's just, and there's condiments. Yeah. And she fills my fridge. Like because she's.
Does she take it with her when she leaves?
Yes. She does. She knows I won't eat it.
You just won't eat it?
No. It's a lot of, my father is, Chris pointed this out. I don't know how else to explain this. My father only drinks hot water. It doesn't matter that he lives in Florida. It doesn't matter that it's 105 degrees. He has hot water with every meal all the time, and he has hot water as a snack. Hot water.
What?
Yeah.
And what
Nothing.
else?
Oh, and then he likes to eat little bits of bread with the hot water. He was originally Russian. Like his grandmother was born in Russia. So my mom has to bring.
Oh my God.
My mom has to bring the bread because I don't keep bread in my home. And then he will take little pieces of bread and he'll sip his hot water. And yeah, my parents, they have like, in my old house, we had a hot water thing, so hot water just comes out. It's a big part of his lifestyle.
Wait, so.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
He's like a prisoner in the 20s.
Yeah.
Yes,
but
it's
he
strange.
likes it.
Yes, and
So your mom does make normal meals for your dad.
yes.
But that's his snack.
But he has to have it with every meal. So like, let's say you went to a Mexican restaurant. We're all getting fajitas. He's gonna take a cup of hot water with it. And it's always so difficult when he goes to order it because this is the exact you guys, this is my entire childhood. Every time. Do you want to see the selection of teas? Just the hot water. Okay, so with a lemon, just the hot water because no one can comprehend why you would be hydrating with
is this steaming hot? Like you could make it tea?
piping fucking hot water. And he has 9 cups a day. I mean, it's a constant. And he was really annoyed with me because I don't have a hot water maker, which is integral to any establishment.
Fire.
Well, there's like a kettle thingy that you set a button, right?
Yeah.
So instead he had to put a mug in the microwave every time, which really chapped his ass. And then the mug that I was letting him use, because I don't know from mugs, the handle got really hot, so he like burned himself the first time using it. He also uses the same cup over and over again because it seems wasteful to keep getting a fresh cup.
These are the children of the Great Depression.
Uh-huh.
And their parents were just like, hey, rinse that aluminum foil off. You can see, and like your dad probably looked at like even hot water in certain places is probably a delicacy. Like we're balling. We're doing okay.
Yeah.
Like so, and he just wheat bread.
My mom's learned how to make sourdough, so she traveled with sourdough. But in the morning, she has a version of sourdough that has raisins in it, so he has that in the morning.
Oh.
And then the snack one has like walnuts in it. It's just different versions of bread.
Aye.
It's so weird. I don't think it's weird because I've been living this way for so long. But that's what my dad, his sustenance is hot water and bread, like all the time, constantly.
Oh my God.
He rarely eats anything outside of that, to be honest.
I told you my dad only ate five things really. My dad was tuna fish and saltines and navel oranges, and that is really all he ate. He would also eat spaghetti, but my dad never ate at a restaurant. My dad never had ice cream in front of me. I've never seen my dad have a milkshake or a Twizzler or a crab leg. I've never seen my dad have a sandwich. I've never seen my dad do anything. He just ate the same thing. And I wonder, like,
I mean,
first of all, autism, what's up? Like, let's be real.
So I don't know if my dad, like, I think he primarily eats that stuff because he's calorie conscious and he just like thinks he has a handle on exactly what's going on with the bread, I think. But interestingly, Jay, we wanted to watch the University of Florida game because we're all from Florida. My brother and I both went to UF, and I couldn't get it to work on my TV because obviously I barely can watch our podcast. Like I can't.
I couldn't even imagine you trying to.
It was
do
terrible,
that.
and so my father was getting really frustrated, and he's trying to watch it online, and my brother's trying to figure it out. So I just called Jay and I was like, "Can we come over and watch at your house?" Because he has every package for everything. So we go over to his house, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm actually making chicken wings." And I was like, "Oh, my mom doesn't let any of us have chicken wings. This is gonna be interesting." So my dad, I forgot, like, just this is the way, like, my mom cooks very healthy. No disrespect. I love my mom's healthy cooking, but she's never made a chicken wing or allowed my father to have a chicken wing. That's just not a thing. And
you had your first chicken wing here.
Yeah, I don't eat chicken wings either. Right, you guys know that. Okay, so Jay goes, "Oh, I don't tell my dad. I just have a phone conversation." And then we go next door to Jay's house and we get there and Jay's like, "Oh, I have 2 different chicken wings. One's like a host son chicken wing and one's something else flavored." And my father reacts in such an egregious way. He's like, "Oh my God." And Jay thought he was just being nice. Right. It was a wild reaction, but I understood it because, like, I know this man doesn't get to have a chicken wing.
Oh, so he tried it and he liked it?
Well, no. He likes chicken wings. He's just not allowed to have them. He's had them before, but my mom doesn't permit him to eat chicken wings.
Why?
It's not good for you. It's just not a thing. I've never
it's
ever.
Not like raising sourdough bread in hot water.
Right. So anyways, we're at Jay's house and my father goes absolutely apeshit when he tells him there's chicken wing in his future. So then he puts it in a bowl and they're big chicken. And my father's like, "This is huge." And Jay is still, I don't notice any of this. Okay. Jay is just like, "Wow, this guy's really laying it on thick." Like, I know I'm not doing the most here. These were chicken wings I was just making because the chicken was going to go bad and I make chicken wings for myself. So he has this chicken wing. And so I don't think anything of it. I go to Jay's house after my parents leave and he goes, "Wow, your father really liked the chicken wing." And I was like, I don't know. Like, I was like, yeah. He goes, "Remember when you," and I was like, yeah, he gets emotional because he doesn't get to have chicken wings. He goes, "Corinne, he ate every like knuckle, every piece of cartilage. He left nothing left on them. And now I remember why my mom doesn't let him eat those. He eats every, like sucking.
That's the way you're supposed to do it.
Oh, that's what he did. Anyways, Dad, you're busted.
Now I want to make your dad some wings.
Oh, he would love it.
Really?
He loves wings. He's just not permitted to have them.
I'll put my wings up against, like, my wings, when I really focus.
Yeah.
Anybody can come see me. I'm going to bust your ass.
Okay.
Yeah, I can make some wings.
Okay, we have a little bit more family stuff coming up after this break. All right, guys. So I realize this might be sort of boring. I don't care. I fucking want to talk about it, and you're going to listen. God smiled upon me, okay? I ran into the best sale of my motherfucking life. And y'all know that all I do, my whole existence is
Dillard's clearance.
It's Anthropology when they have the extra 50% off clearance. Like, I am obsessive. I don't pay full price for anything. Okay, my mom was in town and she wanted to go to the Sorell Outlet. If you don't know what Sorell is, you don't live in a cold weather climate. But Sorell is like the best brand for any kind of, they have all different, I'm wearing Sorells right now. But all their shoes are incredibly well made. They're usually between, the cheapest Sorell is probably $120. The most expensive can get up to like $250. But
Excuse me? What are they, fucking Sorell Jordans?
Yeah, well, they're made really well. And they're all waterproof, snow resistant, like all the things. These sandals that I'm wearing, if you're not watching, you could be on Spotify, or my safe word is more on YouTube. These retail, I think these are more in like the 120 range. But I can go to this outlet, which this is the first and only one I've ever seen in the country. We have it, and it's buy one, get one half off, and they're reduced prices. So I go there very frequently. And my mom wanted to go. She was in town. Mm-hmm. So I bring her there, and they're, and when I say reduced, that now they're like $80 instead of $120, and it's buy one, get one half off. So obviously you're getting 2. It's great. But the selection is bare bones a little bit. It's a pop-up. It's a small outlet. So we walk in, and the guy's like, "Oh, we have a sale." I go, I know. I hate when they're like, advertising a sale that's like, this is just how you live. This is an outlet. This is what you do. It's buy one, get one half off. That's just like this outlet. He goes, "No, today we have a little something extra." And I said, "Oh, what?" And he goes, "If you wear a size 10, mind you, despite the fact that I present taller than I am, but I'm not that tall. And my mom is tiny. We both have size 10.
Really?
Yes, feet, which if you're not a woman and you don't know sizes, size 10 is very large. It only goes up to like 11 and a half. So if you wear a size 10 or higher, every shoe in the whole store, not just clearance, every shoe in the whole store is $10. And it's buy one, get one half off. So the shoe will end up being $7.25. We bought 30 pairs of shoes. And I've been back 4 times to keep scouring for my mom. My mom has 2 houses. She bought duplicates for the New York house, for the Florida house. Like we went, like you guys, 30 pairs of shoes, and I paid less than 1 pair would cost at retail. Like
that is, I mean,
amazing.
That's amazing. But just
I
like
died.
I can't move past the flex of like a pair for each house because somebody'd be like, "That's stupid. Why'd you get 2 pairs?"
Well,
and it's like, "Well, I have 2 houses," and you're like, "Okay."
Oh yeah.
gonna
Well,
shut
I was
up
getting
now.
backup pairs because I'm like, well, these are like functional sneakers that like I would, you know, when these go, I'll throw these out for $7 and I got another pair.
It's hard to travel shoes too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're heavy. They take a lot of room.
They do.
But the
Good point.
greatest was my poor father, who certainly, he's already been kicked out of like all the walk-in closets. He has no space in any house. My mother she doesn't get rid of things when she gets new things. He now sees like his head's gonna explode. I'm giving her duffel bag to get all these shoes back to Florida, then to transport them to New York. It was a whole thing.
He's like, "I got yelled at over wings."
Yeah.
It's like you just
Exactly. Anyway, so it was a joy to have them in town. Now I would like to pivot to an interesting thing that happened. When I went to sleepaway camp, y'all know I went to I was kicked out of three different camps. But one of the camps I went to, the very first one, when I was 10 years old, my parents sent me to sleepaway camp. If you don't know what that is, it's mainly for Jews. Your parents are like, bye. And it's either 4 weeks or 8 weeks. And there's no contact with your family. And it's pretty ritzy. You know, we were in an
I
air
verified
conditioned.
this with my Jewish friends. I did not know this was a thing, but everybody's like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. And it's where you do all your growing up happens in sleepaway camp. It's the greatest thing. Anyway, so when I went to sleepaway camp at 10 years old, the friends I made at camp, they give you like, you know, little stupid things like you bring to camp with you. And this girl, Erica, who I went to camp with, she was my first friend. She had me fill out this like journal entry sort of thing. And so
Wait, now what year is this?
I was in 3rd grade. I don't know what year it is.
Roughly?
Timber Ridge was fine in 89. It was great in 88. Heaven in 87. I think 88.
Okay.
I think that was the year I started.
Yeah.
Okay. So Erica we're friends on Facebook, and she finds this in her closet, and she's like, tags me in it. She's like, I had to send it to you. So it's like a scrapbook looking thing.
Okay, yes.
You know, like a slam book, if you remember those. And it says all about my camp friends. And so I filled it out, and I could tell it's my handwriting. It says,
Let me tell you about my friend Two Fingers.
It's my name, age 10. It's got my birthday, my address, and all these things. Okay, so what I wanted to address was that, you know how we've talked about how I was probably autistic but not diagnosed.
Right.
One of the things that I did, and I only remembered this when I read this. I mean, I remember it's in my brain because it was something I did for many years. I was 100% convinced. I'm talking, you could not. I was what somebody selling cryptocurrency is today, back then, that paper towel rolls and toilet paper rolls had value. And I collected hundreds of them. My entire bedroom, under my bed. And when I would go to sleep at night, before bed, I would lock my door, I would pull out the garbage bag under my bed, and I would count how many rolls I had because I knew that equaled success.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Time to take you to Vegas. I mean, what if Rain Man was that, but instead of toilet paper, it's just matches?
My mother yelled at me many times because I thought paper towel rolls had the most value. Toilet paper is secondary.
Value towards what?
They were money to me. They were currency. I thought they were worth money.
But who would want those?
No one knew yet, but I knew. And then my mom would be like, "Oh, your brother has a diorama. Can he have a toilet paper roll?" I'm like, no,
Yeah.
use something less valuable.
Yeah.
So I
my
would go to the bathroom if the roll was close to being done, and I'd be like, and then I would steal it, and my mom would see the toilet paper in the garbage can, and she'd be like, "Corinne, you can't do that. You have to wait till the roll is done."
That's the same thing a cat does.
I know. So anyways, well, the first thing I noticed about this little thing that I write
Wait,
for...
when did this end?
Wait, I have a question.
You should, Chris. There should be a lot of questions. A lot of them.
Go on.
You like the empty roll?
Yeah, just the
this isn't like a roll of toilet paper
No.
or paper towels. You wanted the empty
roll.
cardboard
Yes.
tube.
Yes.
Got
And
it.
Chris, that needed to be clarified. I got that because I was like, what's the craziest thing she could want here?
In the old days, the paper towel roll was always thicker. That's why I thought it had more value than the thinner toilet paper roll. But the roll itself is the one thing that has value.
Oh. I feel like you've explained this in group before.
So when I know, because I like stand by it. I still think it's.
Those rolls were valuable in college. I would use them. I'd put dryer sheets in there and smoke pot and blow it through there in the dorm room. Yeah.
Okay, so now, mind you, I am brand new at camp, and you want to be popular at camp. You want to put your best foot forward.
So you want to identify as a hoarder.
So when she's writing on here, well, you know, the prompt is my hobbies. I said selling things and collecting towel rolls.
Oh, yeah.
That's your hobby.
What am I selling? I'm 10.
Yeah, the beginning of my weird summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. Did anybody question you? It's like, okay.
I was very popular. Erica and I are still friends. She said this to me. And then, okay, I loved this part. Okay, it says things I dislike. First word, races.
People or foot?
That was my question.
Okay, I believe I was speaking about foot race because the next two things are PE and PE teachers. So I really did not enjoy being asked to work out. And then lastly, and it's with an exclamation mark.
Things I dislike. Francine,
a poor girl who was in my bunk, sleeping 5 feet from me. I'm not only bullying her, but I'm writing in people's journals, fuck Francine, exclamation point.
And by the way, you almost left the C in Francine out of her name. So the C is like elevated so you could kind of sneak it in right after the N.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did Francine do?
I have no idea.
Can we track her down?
I would assume she's got a fucking voodoo doll of me at this point.
Yeah. You can just tell
she's not
her,
the
hey,
only one.
Guess who's sitting on this toilet paper money now?
Yeah,
Uh-huh,
I know.
made it.
I honestly still have trouble. Like when I have to change a toilet paper roll, I'm like, ooh.
You just have an urge to collect.
Retain it. Yeah.
Nothing else you've had that with?
Well, the other weird thing I did as a child is my mom would give me 5 cents to buy these erasers at the bookstore, and I ate them.
Oh.
I really like the consistency of
I had
an
a
eraser.
feeling that might be coming because this
There was
is...
these little heart ones that had rainbow on them. They were little, and I
Chris,
like to eat those.
What was the show where it was
Strange
people,
Addiction?
Yes, the people were eating
like they eat a whole
cotton
couch.
balls.
Or an entire sofa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why I was never questioned. Like, my mom kept giving me 5 cents, but she was never like, where are those erasers? And I was like, God, so much stuff needed erasing.
Were you swallowing?
Yeah.
When did that stop?
When I had
She's like, what's today?
blockage? No. I don't know. I grew out of it, but like, I was like, I remember when I first started, I was like, this seems like it'd be fun to chew on. And then I was like, what if I just ate it? Well, they're only 5 cents. No one's going to notice. So I just kept buying and eating erasers for like years.
Just based on cost.
I was like, no one seems to be bothered by this.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
You haven't talked to your GI doc, but
Yeah.
I mean, that is...
I have one other thing we're going to do before we close out today.
We all have a lot to think about.
We do.
Yeah.
I have, well, you know what you get to pick. We either have a Grindr review that is written in the style of an Al Jackson Yelp review, or we have a Gmail that's somebody venting.
We need to get to the Gmail and we'll save the review for next week.
All right, you got it.
I can't wait for that, though.
All right. So this comes from Anthony.
What up, Ant?
He says, hi, Corinne and Al. I wanted to vent about something, and I feel you guys are the best place to do that. I want to be clear. We are the best place to do that.
Yes. Yeah, we're petty people that have petty grievances that we harbor and we wish bad things upon people. And this is your home. This is your hut.
Recently, I went to an event with over 35 people coming. A couple of the people attending the event asked if there was a reservation because the restaurant was packed. The server said no, and that it would be an hour wait until the group would be seated. I know, I'm already seething. When we contacted the group leader, they mentioned that they made no reservations. How fucking stupid do you have to be knowing that 35 plus people are coming and you decided not to make a reservation? And I don't give a fuck if you couldn't reach them. You have wasted my time and the people in that group's time, you stupid bitch. I hope when this is all over, someone else is designated the group leader because you don't know how to do shit. Anyways, love you guys. I have a lot to say on this. You should have rented a private room. I do events. I'm doing an event this weekend. I have a private room. I have an RSVP list, and I am giving a head count to the fucking restaurant.
Absolutely. I mean, you are not out of line at all.
Unless it was like, I don't know, it's a Waffle House and it's 2 a.m. I don't know how late they're open. You know, it's like where there's gonna obviously just be space. You're just going.
The Waffle House will be packed at 2 a.m.
Well, then not even that. I don't know. This is
Corinne is not a woman of the people.
I'm also like an hour. If you went to any restaurant, any good restaurant, you can wait more than an hour. We don't have 35 seats to spare.
If you are at a restaurant on a Friday or Saturday, even a Thursday, and they have 35 seats open, they're about to be closed.
They have an F rating.
You
know
are
those little ratings?
Like there is anything over, Chris, I'm looking at you, 8 minimum.
It's a must.
You have to.
Yeah. I mean, I don't go anywhere without a reservation. I hate that.
Oh, I hate waiting for anything.
Yeah.
And also 35 people. I don't know if you guys need to be at a restaurant because it's going to be impossible to talk unless you're like renting out a VIP section of an area where people can go and go get food, come back, go get booze, come back, and there's roped off. 35 people, you can't talk when you're going to sit across from each other like the fucking...
No, I do that for work events when I have a speaker. And like this weekend, Franny's coming back to town and we're doing a book launch event.
And where are they doing that?
At Bigsby's Folly, but it's a rented out space. I mean, this will air after because it's this Sunday.
Oh, damn it.
But like we have a rented space and Bigsby's needed a head count. And they were like, how do you want the tables arranged? Do you want it just chairs? Like there's a whole conversation.
Did you say we'll figure it out when we get there?
Yeah.
And we'd like separate checks, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's just nonsense.
Our waitress has an attitude.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Anthony, I'm with you on this. I fucking hate it too.
I think the fact that he stayed, I mean, maybe he was contractually obligated through work, but I mean, that is a level 10 offense.
That person can't be like the party planner if they're not actually planning the party. They need to lose that job. You're right. They can't be the designated person anymore.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Chris.
Ended it on anger. I got mad at that.
I'll tell you my little story that made me think of the little, you found something you wrote when you were little. I was back home and I found a thing that I had written when I was like 6 years old. And the title was My Organ. So I'm assuming it was a musical instrument, but it was like my organ.
I think some call it a flute.
I like to play with my organ. My organ is big. My organ is brown. I play with it every day. That's what it said.
And then my black music teacher was not allowed over anymore.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Made me think of that.
Nice,
You made me think of my organ.
Yeah, and it's also like, look at us picking apart like something beautiful and pure from a child. But that's why you listen to this podcast. Not because it's a podcast about life. That'd be ridiculous.
It's a podcast about buenas noches.
Hey, party. See ya.